Oh, you hear me?
Yeah.
Mm. I had to
Okay.
feed my dog.
Yeah. So at this stage, then, in our development, and the few viewers that are still tuning in, let's see if we can talk about something that's practical. At the
Well,
stage,
it's really about your journey because I think you're at the point where you're like, should I stay or should I go?
yeah, but if I look at the others around, then you know what I see is people just sitting in front of the computer trying to get the answers because they're evidently not satiated by whatever their life is currently. And so it's the incessant search for more meaning. And so I think it's the meaning that we should be addressing now. We have to find what gives us meaning. And for the likes of Paul and Chris, who don't have any children and they don't have any partners, then what is it that's giving them meaning? Conversations such as this. Why is it that these conversations are giving us meaning? Because we are sharing with a select few a portion of our journey, and we are sharing our bewilderment together. And so when we go about our everyday business and we walk around the town or the city and we see what's going on, and we look at, can we bring about any changes? And some of us endeavor to bring about changes with people via the things we say and the videos that we make. And sometimes people write books and this sort of thing. And is that it? Or is the true meaning really finding a level of acceptance with this thing that we're in and just try to just try to receive whatever it is we can, which is of a positive vibration, whilst we're doing what we do. I mean, there's so many things to do, and you can look across the board and you can see people deriving pleasure and meaning to life through certain facets of their lives. And so I think that really that there comes a time when we just have to regroup with ourselves. We have to go, hang on, what's going on here? I'm X years old. What sort of format am I in currently? Where is my headspace? What am I trying to achieve? Is there anything that I'm missing? Am I sacrificing the things that can make me feel like I'm serving a purpose to myself or to others? Or are we incessantly going to be on a quest that we may never find? I.e., the meaning of life. It says your microphone's off, Rach. Is it?
Yeah, because I was chewing and I didn't want you to hear me chewing.
Oh, okay. And so if I look at myself then, and I've come to this sort of fork in the road again, whereby it's decision time. I've done this and I've been on this path. Has it served me? Okay, yeah, I think it served me. Now, is it going to serve me indefinitely? Well, it doesn't feel like it is. And so what is it that I need to do to bring me greater satiation? And so this is the whole thing. And this is the thing I'm struggling with at the moment, because I can go from one place to the next, but of course I'm going to be there wherever I go. And I'm going to look at the world with this perspective that I have gleaned at this point in my
journey.
Oh, my journey, yeah, and so I really don't know. I look around and I think, well, to go back into a city, I can't go into a city.
I
Seriously, I
know.
can't do that. To
I
be
get it.
sitting on trains and buses with all these automated, creatures, I can't do that. I just look at them and I listen to them and I go, we are sharing different worlds.
It's tough. It's tough to go back, but we're never going to go back. It's impossible to go back. And I think that the question that you have is the question that I have right now. And that is getting to a certain place in my life. And you do mention not having kids, and I don't have kids, and nor did I ever want them. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that my the love for the people that I've connected with, and I'm a big brother, big sister. I adopted her when I was 19, and I think she's still alive on this planet because of me. I don't know for sure. But I also don't think it's about that, because I know more unhappy parents because they thought that it was that. And now, I was just joking with my friend the other day because he didn't have kids, and we were both going, oh, wow, our really good friends that kind of dissed us for a while because they were off having kids and doing that. And now they're in college. Their kids are in college. And they're now figuring out exactly what you and I are going, now what? Okay. So I'm going, now what? They're saying, now what? They had the kids. The kids are off. Whether or not they'll come back and wipe your ass when you're 102 or not, we don't know. But that's basically what society has told us. If you don't want kids, you better have them because they're your insurance of the future. All right.
Mm.
Not always. I have held many hands of old people dying. I have been there and their kids have not. So, having said that, that's not the insurance of your meaning in life, although you said, yeah, spread your seed. Well, guess what? Overpopulation is what's killing this planet. So maybe I'm doing planet a good thing, because you don't know, even though you have good seeds, what's going to happen, right? The point is, you had a good experience. That was wonderful, but does it bring you meaning? We can bring 5 people together, one that had kids, one that didn't, a millionaire, a broke person, and we all come to this point right now where we're asking, now what? Okay, now what? And I had this epiphany where I'm taking a left on Pacific Coast Highway in my car with my boyfriend at the time. And this guy comes up to me, Aaron, Chinese guy. Now I'm on the highway, so it's not a homeless guy. It's in Malibu. It's a very nice area. And he knocks on my door. I'm driving. He knocks on my car window. I unrolled. That ages me, but the window goes down. It's to that. But I was fine because he needed something. And he said, he looked at me in the eyes. He said, what should I do now? And he had his phone. And I looked at him. I looked at my boyfriend. I looked back at him, and I was completely, I kind of felt like I was being pranked. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm taking a left on Pacific Coast Highway. It's not a weird area. We just got out of a restaurant that's really nice. This guy runs up to my car, pounds on the window, and says, what do I do now? And then I look at him, because I don't even I feel like I'm in a David Lynch movie at this point. I look back and I say nothing. And he says again, looks at his phone, back at me, what should I do now? And I went along with it. I went along with the charade. I went, we're 5 feet away from the beach. It's still a gorgeous day. Turn around and watch the sunset. It's beautiful. I mean, I really was. There's a million things now I think I could have said, but that's what I said. He runs to the car behind us, gets in the passenger seat, and that's it. I don't know what he meant. I don't know if it was a translation barrier. I don't know anything. I just know that it stuck with me, and I shared it on the Mendel Monday podcast. And of course, now when we don't know what to say, we go, what should I do now? What should I do now? But I took it to a deeper level, and I said, isn't that interesting because I do believe, especially when I took psilocybin, everything in life is a reflection of you, part of you. So everything in life right now, I feel like, is asking me and you, Aaron, to bring it home. What should I do now? What should I do now? And in a way, thank God I did not do a psilocybin journey, because I would have freaked out about that question. But it has stayed with me, because why would some stranger come up to me and say, what should I do now, over and over again? And then I share that with the Mandela community, because we can talk about the changes over and over again. We can talk about our hearts in the middle of our chest. This is different. It's not Luke, I'm your father anymore. It's not Sally Fields. It's not this. It's not Mirror, Mirror on the Wall. It's not Berenstein. It's Berenstain. Fine. What do I do now? What do I do with this information? How do we take it to the next level? What do we do with all the information that we have? Because we can't go back. I don't want to go back to a city. I'm annoyed by the city. You're annoyed by the city. Like, we can't go backwards. It's impossible for us to go there. But the only thing that keeps coming to me is that we have to throw ourselves into trust, intuition, and listening to the voice inside. Because every single day that changes. And tomorrow, or the next day, or maybe next Wednesday, you'll have a dream, or you will wake up and go, oh my God, I know exactly what to do now. And the hardest part is to be in the not knowing. And I remember being in therapy, and my therapist said, Rachel, you just can't be in the not knowing, can you? When I said, no, I can't. I hate being in the not knowing. It's stupid. It's for the weak. It's for the pathetic. You should know. And he said, but the strongest people are accepting of the not knowing. And when you embrace the not knowing, that is when the full surrender and acceptance of that not knowing moment, or hour, or days, comes to the realization of where that next step is. And we can't see that now. And that's what's frustrating for us, because we're doers. We're doers. And that is the hardest place to be.
Yes, and I've been a doer, of course, like yourself, all my life. And when there is no more doing to be done, then the questions come about, and you look at it and you go, well, is resignation the thing then? Stop doing, just be. Okay, be in the now, and appreciate the now, and open your eyes and all that sort of thing. Yeah, but you're still in this matrix, and stuff needs to be done. Because if it doesn't, then you become outcast, and you find it very, very difficult. And so one of the things is then, okay, well, what's calling me? What's my intuition saying? Well, it's saying that I don't want to be in crowds. I don't want to be around all these automated creatures. I want to be within nature. I find it so joyous just to look at the simplest things. And so that's what I'm working towards. That's what is calling me. And so, of course, the egoic mind is kicking in, and it's talking to me about money, and it's talking about longevity, and it's talking about my own personal security and all this sort of thing. But it's the nature that's calling me. And so I'm like, okay, well, to go and to wander around in nature and just to keep paying someone rent, that isn't going to, last forever. And so something has to take place. And so it's this level of confrontation, which is at the back of my mind, which is at the back of your mind now, in view of the fact that you no longer will be doing the show. And so this is what calls upon us, and it tells us that we should be doing. We're doing creatures. But then we say, well, we've been doing all our lives. We don't want to do anymore. But we're caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. And so this is the situation.
But if I look back, Aaron, on every job, like really lucrative job that I've ever gotten, it has been when I decided to say, fuck all. I got the misadventure job when I was doing something that I was enjoying. I got another job when I was on a cruise ship that I probably shouldn't have gone on, but I did. And then the other job where my apartment burned down, I lost everything. I lost that job and my boyfriend. All of it was gone, and I had $3,000 left. And I went, fuck it. And I went to Italy. While I was in Italy, I got another job without trying. I feel like it's not about being irresponsible. What I think it's about, when I look back at my pattern, it's when I decided to really go for what made me come alive. And when I came alive in that moment over here, something over there happened that I didn't even try to make happen. But it didn't mean along the way I still wasn't, like, I'm right now, like every day I'm editing my new hosting reel. I'm trying to create a hosting class. I'm always doing something to produce. But at the same time, I have to go, wow, if I look back at these times in my life where I was really scared and had less experience, I realized what happened was when I took that trip, or when I did that thing, or when I really had fun, when I was laughing and singing and connecting, it was effortless. It came to me and I didn't even try. And those are 3 times in a row that the last 3 big jobs I had came to me. Of all 3 of them, I did not try to chase or get. So I have to kind of look at that and go, well, now, if I try to do that to get that, am I still in the trying? You know what I mean? It's like, it's a very confusing place to be. But I do know that we're smart enough at this point to be too tired to cry, too tired to play victim, too tired to say, oh, so it's going to happen in my life now. Like, we're over that. We know that we're just done with that. So now we have to step into what we preach about, which is faith and trusting something bigger than ourselves, knowing that there's a reason for this awakening. We can't see this now. Maybe we will, but you have to listen to your intuition like you're doing. You have to go forward. But I can't help but say, you're not done with sharing what you have to say with the world. And just because YouTube shut that one channel down, I myself, just since I've, in a month and a half, posted our video, I've gotten at least 10 to 15 people. Where is he? I miss him. I don't know. You know what I mean? And I've sent them to your site. But to me, that lets me know that there's people out there that miss your presence. And I don't feel like you're done with that. And I don't feel like you're done with waking people up. I do think that is a big part of your journey, and you're trying to find out where that is going to fall. But I don't think it means just because YouTube took away this channel, it's done. I really don't. And I'm proof of that, because I aired the same video that I aired 4 years ago. And now that video has 2,004 views, and people are crying and watching it about that old violinist that died at Christmas. And before, I got no views. Okay. So.
Yeah. So one of the things I've been thinking, well, the thing predominantly I'm thinking is that it is nature's calling me. And so therefore then I'll go towards nature and I'll make videos about my observations in nature, because they hit more people. They hit across the board, and
people want to hear about that. They're feeling the same thing you're feeling.
Yeah, it's something you can touch people with, because most people have the facility to engage just a little bit. And if you open your mind to certain things that you can see when you look, then that's not difficult. You don't have to do an enormous amount of research. You don't have to delve into things that are going to scare you. You can be in this world doing what you do, but you just take a little bit of time. If you're standing at a bus stop and you hear a bird tweeting, and you turn around and you look at what sort of bird it is, you look at the coloration, and you envision what sort of a little life it's got going, whom it's talking to, what it's talking about, and, you know, getting in touch with the life that's going on around you, because this life in nature is it seems to me it's a whole lot more purposeful, because every single second of the day they have a purpose. It's not like the human beings. They don't seem to have a purpose. Their purpose has been taken away from them, and they've been automated. Microphone. It's turned off.
Oh, I put it on mute because I was eating. Their life has been programmed. Animals don't really, unless you're a dog that's been trained, you don't get programmed. But just, Aaron, your transition to where you are right now to where you're going to go would be, I think, amazing to air that to the public, because I think so many people are feeling this right now. Just in my few months of testing the waters, I feel like that's where everybody's at. And if you see somebody that's actually doing it, it's going to say, well, fuck this.
Everybody's looking for something else. They're looking for more meaning. You see, if you look at the human or whatever is feigning to be human at this time, then we have to search high and low to get into a level of equilibrium where we can gain satiation from engaging with somebody. And so because the spirited human beings are so far and few between, we've got to travel high and low. And we're going to be encountering all of the others on a constant basis. And so there's a potential that that will grind us down. But if you go into nature and engage yourself with nature and animals, then every single second of the day, it shows you something which is real, which is vibrant, which is purposeful. And that gives me satiation. And so what I think then is happening is that I've become more in tune with life. And invariably, I can't find it within humanity. And so this is why I want to go away from them. And so I think I have to follow myself and do that. And then making the videos just absolutely casually. If there's a little bit of philosophy that comes into it at the time, then okay. But predominantly,
there will be.
Yeah. It's just making observations about what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling and how I'm seeing a mirror reflection of myself. And so I think to start up a new YouTube channel, just to do that.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a big deal. In the way that I don't think you're able to not share what you do. And I don't think I'm able to not share what I do in some level of the creative aspect and also level of the calling that we both feel. We can't explain it. We don't know what it is. Just like you said in one of your videos, it's working through you. You wish you didn't have it. It'd be a lot easier if you didn't, but you have it. So you said, this is my calling, and I'm listening to it. And I'm doing these videos, and it doesn't make any sense. And where is this going? And why is this? The thing is, Aaron, at the end of the day, if you were finding out tomorrow that you had 3 months to live, you'd realize that you had so much purpose in everything that you did up to this point, because we're programmed to believe that there should be this big thing that we're supposed to get to, or oh, now it makes sense. No, it's never going to fucking make sense. Life will never, ever make sense. So you're never going to get there. You're never going to get it done. You're never going to do it right. So release that pressure. Release that pressure. And the worst thing that's happened is I'm homeless now because, well, really, it's always where our mind goes. The worst thing that's going to happen is we're homeless. Aaron, you're too many people that love you. That's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. You're always going to be taken care of. Always. Always. So now that you know that, you trust the universe is always going to take care of you. Follow your heart and what you feel you should do, because you are a doer and you are a beer, and you've always been balanced in that, and you've always shared it. And like I told you, I made a deal with the universe or God, and I said every single day I'm going to share something, whether I think it's meaningless or pointless. I look at comments, and you don't even know how many people's lives you've changed, Aaron. That conversation you and I had, 1,000 people, 1,200 people, not trolls. Those 1,200 people. Okay, let's 700 people commented, and they loved it, and it, who knows how their life has
700
changed.
people commented on that video.
It's up to 1,280 people that viewed it. I think it's up to 400 comments.
Right.
But every day it gets more. Every day there's 50 more. I'm not doing anything. They're just watching it again and again. And in 6 months, I could die tomorrow and there'll be like maybe 100,000. Who knows? The point is, nothing you do in this universe goes unheard. You throw a rock in the water and there's a ripple effect. You can't see it, but it happens. It's impossible for it not to. So everything you do, you have such passion and such, same way I do, it's impossible for it not to come back. So right now, we don't have the master plan. We don't know exactly what's going to happen. And we're going to look back on this video and probably laugh and go, let's play that part again. Let's play that part again. Remember when we didn't know where this was going to lead to? And then all of a sudden we're doing this? Oh my God, that's so great. Let's play that again.
Yeah, just a little glitch in time, and to look back at this video when you're in a different mindset and environment, then I take it all in my stride, and I've got no urgency.
Well, you've also been there. You've been there. You've made a ton of money. And you've been to the other, you have been on both extremes, Aaron. You've lived here and you've lived here. You have lived it all. And in that realm, you have nothing to fear.
And so I don't
had it
have
all,
any.
and you've lost it all.
Yeah, I don't have anything to fear about the so-called future.
Mm-mm.
And this is why I don't have a great deal of doing drive. I've got to do this and I've got to do that, because I just don't consider that I've got to do anything, because I'll make it work whatever I do. And so this is something that I'm learning to live with. I'm learning to live with the potential that I may never go to the gym again. I don't know, big changes in my life, and so I'm looking at this thing now that I'm sharing this experience with, and getting older, and having a few infirmities now and again, and of course that's part of the course, and it's going to become more of the norm.
No, my God.
But I just think that what I'm doing now, it's bombed, it's plummeted, and I don't see that there's anything really to be derived out of going deeper and deeper and deeper, because that just brings about a greater level of isolation. And okay, so
the question is, how can you take this love that we share in philosophy and going deeper and deeper, whether it's in this rabbit hole or the flat earth or this or that, right? How can we take this, you call it an obsession, whatever you want to call it, how can we make this productive rather than going, yes.
How can we make it productive? Because with the 5 of us really now that, or 7, something like this, then, okay, we're all looking for how we can make our lives more productive. And I think it's high time now, with the stage of development that we're at, that we should be able to make it productive. Because if we can't make this knowledge productive, in view of the fact that we know all this information, then it kind of like lends itself to thinking that, well, maybe you don't know as much as you think you do. Because
you're going down the same rabbit hole that mainstream people do and that we judge. So why not just be asleep? If we're not going to do anything, why not just not care? Right?
Yeah, because I know how easily people are to manipulate, and I know how to do the Edward Bernays thing on them. And if I set out to do that now, then it'd be the easiest thing in the world. And I look at them and I go, hang on, these people that are so-called, oh, I'm so grateful for your videos, Aaron, the ones that don't want to part with 10 euros, they would go and part with 50 euros for a few beers and a pizza, or 150 euros for one shirt that's got a name on it, or 1,000 euros for stupid fucking handbag. They would part with that because they give that more energy, they give it more value. And so there's a serious imbalance in people's minds whereby they fail to appreciate the real things in this life. And the real things is listening to a real human being and having the potential for connection with a real human being. And now this is what I did. I gave them 5 years of inspiration, and I asked them, do you want a relationship with me? Of a sort? Do you want a relationship with a community of the cream, potentially, of all these people that have been viewing? But no, they didn't want that. And so therefore, then I say to myself, well, okay, then. It seems that I don't have value in that area. So how else can I give myself value? Well, I can do something what they consider to be more valuable, and I can sell them something. I can manipulate them due to their insecurities in a certain way. I can tell them how beautiful they are, and it's all peace and it's love, because that's what they all want to hear for the vast majority of them. When you look at the Christian scams that go on, these huge preachers that are in America, they've got millions of subscribers and viewers, and all the old biddies, they sit there in these chairs in these fucking amphitheaters, and they've got a little gadget, or it's on the side of the chair, and they say, the preacher says, how much do you want to give to God right now? And then they pick up this control. It's got the credit card details in, and they're pressing in how much they want to give. You see, I'm wondering whether, well, hang on, is that wrong? Because at the end of the day, the idiots, they feel so good because they consider they're getting treasures in heaven. So it's
you're not able to do that, because that's just such a, like, I don't think, even if you try, you're able, because it's in authenticity. Like, it's like, I'm a host, I'm a comedian. I'm probably not that great of an actor unless I'm really playing myself, because authenticity and being real and then laughing at something that's not, there's just no way I could do that. I have a hard time when I do infomercials. Like, there's a smirk on my face. My mom even says, she goes, I watch you and I see the smirk, because I'm laughing at myself going, this is the vacuum, you know, and I'm reading the teleprompter, and they believe me, and they most of the ones, it was good. There were good products, but it's still that same thing. I don't like, why, like, I went on the audition the other day, and I'm like, I'm only going on this audition because I can shush Julia Roberts, like, in person, in a movie. If I could literally just shush her, I would just, in my head, it would be so fun, even though it was just one line and I had to literally put my finger up to her mouth. That would just make me happy. But other than that, it's stupid. I go on auditions and I think, what am I doing? I'm promoting what I'm against, which is mass consumerism, and whether it's a Nissan or it's a new iPhone. It's not what I'm about anymore.
But that's what they want, and so
yeah. But now, I don't want that.
Yeah,
I don't want to be that anymore. So now I'm going, this is stupid bullshit. And I'm even watching Entertainment Tonight and I'm going, aren't you guys tired of going to these red carpet events? Don't you guys just get to a point in your life where you're like, I feel like I'm Jim Carrey, except for I didn't have the career he did, but I get everything he says. He's like, this is bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. Look around you. This means nothing. And when he comes out and says that, he's crazy. Oh, Jim Carrey's lost it. No, he finally woke up. He finally woke up to exactly what's going on. And he has enough money to not care and do whatever and do his painting, which he's great at. But What I'm saying is we're getting to that exact same stage, but we have to say, all right, so what's our next step? What's going to give us purpose? What's going to pay the fucking rent? Let's be honest, because we can still do this for the rest of our lives. If I gave you $1 billion, you would still make videos and travel the world. That's what I would do. But we need to be realistic and go, okay, I'm not coming from the ego, I need to be on TV anymore. So how am I going to make money? Because I don't care about being on TV.
So
Now
this,
what?
this is the exact thing, and I'm pretty sure that we'll strike a key with all of the listeners. We have enjoyed this journey, and we do enjoy this journey to a more or lesser degree, but there's something about this journey that hitherto has kept us in poverty. And so if you look at other people, the likes of anyone you care to mention that we all know.
Well, there's just no billionaires commenting on my YouTube videos. How about
No,
that?
yeah, and most people that watch my videos, I say most people, there's a good number that are unemployed and they don't have any money. And
Right.
so when you look at Graham Hancock and this, that, and the other, he's doing what he loves doing, and finally put pen to paper, and he's making his way around the world quite comfortably. And so this is the secret that the old man said to me: you got to find something that you like doing and you're good at, because then you won't have any issues about money. Because it will just come. And so this is the something that I have got to do now. I've got to pursue what I want to do from the heart, and also I've got to make it work for me financially. Now, when you look at the so-called human being, we are all, every single one of us, considered targets. When we go to a business, the target's this and the target's that. And what's the market target, and how are we going to target this sector of the market? We are targets. We are being targeted. It's like fucking ducks at a fair and you've got an air rifle. Somebody's targeting us. And
So, Aaron, not only are we being targeted, I have my iPhone, and if you're on an iPhone in America, you'll get you're not asking. I didn't ask to have a National Geographic post. I didn't ask to be, I got this bing, Norway is the happiest country in the world, or whatever. Like, I didn't ask for it, but I look at my roommate, she got the same thing. Hundreds of other people got the same thing. What are you trying to tell us by these bings that I never signed up for, but every single day they're coming into my brain on my iPhone? So you're right. I'm saying that is part of the problem is, oh, I thought it was a text. No, it's not a text. It's National fine. I'm fine with Nat Geo. I just didn't sign up for their news. And I get news binging on my phone without me wanting that. Now it's in my head. Whatever information they told me, it's in there.
And so every sector of society, as soon as you walk out on the highway, walking down the street, then we're being targeted by all this information. And
Right.
so once we get into the realization that we are targets, that's all we're considered to be. We've been born into a prison planet whereby we are targets on a shooting range for the mega rich and famous. And so it's a kind of like, well, where can I hide? Where can I duck and dive out of the way they're targeting? So you do that by releasing all the holds they have on us, i.e. don't dwell in a city whereby you're incessantly targeted, don't have a phone, don't have a computer, or if you do have these things like I do, then turn off the advertising. And so you've got to reduce the level of target that you are. You can't stick your head above the parapet. And so in view of that, we're all targets, and this is how the world works. And it seems to me, well, in nature, everything's a target. In nature, also, it's a target for food. And so if you go with the natural laws of the universe, then it seems like it's dog eat dog, and everything targets everything. And so it doesn't seem too unreasonable for us to start targeting lesser creatures, because that's what they've come here to partake in. I don't think it's a bad thing. And this is, I'm sure it's the philosophy of the powers that be, because what they do is they offer us stuff. They don't force us to have it. And so they relinquish themselves of any guilt or any karma. They stick up the signs and they put the phones on sale, and they go, well, I mean, if you sign here, then you've accepted all this. And if you sign here, you've accepted that. And so if people do this, then okay, then you relieve yourself of any negative karma. And so this is the way I'm sort of looking at it now. Is I think, well, look, there's people here within this dimension that just are targets. There will never be anything else. They haven't come here to be anything else. And so why would I not want to target people?
Because you can't. You're not going to be able to. I mean, you can try, but Aaron, you're not going to be able to go back because now you're here. You could say, I see how the game is played, just like I know how chess is won, or I know how that Monopoly game is played. It doesn't mean now you go back. What it means is now you see how the game is played. So because you've already carved out a little bit of a different area, that area that you've carved out also has a following. You also have, it's not as much over here, but there is a huge, only in the past 2 months, I've never, ever would have thought people would give a shit about anything, the things that I talk about or say. And people are really starving for people to leave their jobs, go to nature. They all say that to me. They're like, I just want to do this. I want to go here, blah, blah, blah. And the thing is that is what you, for your own soul's journey, need to encourage, because I could fucking marry a billionaire tomorrow if I wanted to, Aaron, and I'm not here for that. We're not here to take the easy way out. We're not here to make $1 billion and to fool the sheeple. We know we could do that. Maybe we've done it before. Maybe that's why we're here going, shit, I already did that. Now I got to do something else. It's not in our DNA. You could try. We're not going to be able to.
What is it then? Because is it that we are here just to spread the good word and to end up in poverty so we can learn the greatest lesson of being humble? Is that
no,
what
actually, I think that if you change that and say, we can't see where this is going, but I'm so excited because I feel like it's a pathway that has more followers than the sheeple, because there are people waking up every single day. I see them. I talk to them. I mean, trust me, it's, it's like 3 out of 10, but I feel like there's a reason I'm waking up in this weird area. Is there anyone else in Hollywood talking about the Mendel Effect? Is there anybody else that even admits to what's going on or is paying attention to it? No. So I'm put here for a reason. I don't even feel like I belong here anymore, but it's not about making money. I do believe if we stick to where we've come to this point, I really truly believe the universe will take care of us, and not just take care of us, but even if we put it in our consciousness, take it to the next level, because as you believe, as you see, it will manifest. It's happened to me, I know. And I also know I've done the opposite. So it doesn't mean that if you're sticking to your heart and your truth, that means you're going to be broke. But if you sell out, you'll be rich. Yeah, that is our programming. That's what we have to get out of. The truth is, if you stick to your heart, that's where the money will come. How weird would that programming be if we actually stuck to that idea? Because that is the belief system that I've seen work in people's lives. Not many, but when they stick to it, it happens.
The only thing about this hypothesis is that it goes against the law of intention, because with the law of intention, you have to have an intention to reach a certain something. And if your intention is to have abundance, then you've got to create the abundance, and you've got to put yourself in this abundance. And so you have to get down to certain criteria, because the options are so vast. If you don't narrow it down, then the chances are nothing really is going to come to you. And it's like when I had this intention to draw this threepenny pence piece to me. It was absolutely specific. Now, if I just said that, I'm going to bring abundance to me, well, what abundance? Abundance of any despicable thing? No. So you got to say, abundance with good things. Well, what do you discern as good? You see, you have to start narrowing it all down. And so you have to be specific. And this is the whole thing about the law of intention. It's very, very specific. So if I saw myself in a little mountain cabin in a certain country, then I set the intention. And of course, what has to happen is, because I can't just dream about that, because I really don't think that that's the way, my intention is going to be so strong that it's going to create the drivers within me, and I'm going to start searching certain avenues. Well, realistically, how could I make this dream come true? Well, let's have a look on the internet of the country I want to be in, then narrow it down to the district, and then let's go on to some property for sale signs. Oh, that's the place I want. Well, how much is it? Can I afford it? No. Well, let's have a look at something else that I can afford. This sort of narrowing down of our objective. I can see the reality of this, because this is what I've done all my life. I can't see the reality of the universe is going to look after me, because I look all around and I don't see the universe looking after everybody. I see poverty, I see enslavement, I see pain and suffering. So I think we really have to be more careful about our philosophy.
Okay, can I share something?
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen this, because
Can't hear it very well.
Doing commercials.
This is a chicken.
Stand-up comedy.
I'm happy to say Ellie hasn't affected me at all.
Infomercials.
Incredible music.
But there was no lucky break. Then Rachel did what Dr. Weissman says lucky people do. She didn't give up. She persevered, even visualized her ideal career path.
10 years ago, I realized what I really wanted to do was to host a show where I traveled the world.
So you imagined something that didn't exist yet.
Yeah, I created an ideal scene for myself. I am traveling the world. I am enjoying getting paid lots of money hosting a show. I am seeing amazing animals.
Lucky people listen to their instincts.
Lucky people have this weird way of sort of knowing where they want to end up. Not really being certain how they're going to get there.
I didn't know what it was going to be. I didn't know how it was going to happen, but I knew that's what I wanted.
So Rachel took her life savings, even went into credit card debt, and started traveling the world, videotaping herself with animals. Then one day,
my agent sent me a letter. Dear Rachel, it said Discovery is seeking its next female adventurer. Do you love the outdoors and animals? I love these animals. Our ideal candidate is enthusiastic about the prospect of someone who has an optimistic attitude.
no, it's getting really wet.
So I looked at that letter and I went, well, this is me. And they need to know this is me.
Using clips of her travel adventures, Rachel made a demo tape. And after auditioning dozens of actresses, Discovery's Animal Planet announced the host of its new show, Ms. Adventure.
Hi, I'm Rachel Rienstra.
You have to be prepared. You've got to be ready. And our lucky people were.
That's another essential trait of
Pause it there, Rach.
Consider myself lucky. That's the thing. You know, this is
Okay.
my dream job. So I wouldn't have this had I not done what came before. So thank goodness.
what's that?
Right, it says there, lucky people have to be ready and prepared. So this is what I'm saying.
Definitely means you just follow what you're doing, Aaron.
Yeah, but you see, you can have this intention, but you had this intention. So what you did is you got some background and some experience of doing what you want.
I had no idea why I was doing it. I'm like, why am I doing this? Why am I spending all my money taking videos?
Big up the screen.
I had no intention of having a show.
Big up your screen, Rach. All I can see is your computer.
Oh.
Okay, so you had a design because you said that you created a dream. So you did have an idea because that was
No, I knew I wanted to one day do that, but I was waitressing. I had 3 other jobs. I was a massage therapist. I was a substitute teacher, but I couldn't stop doing what I was doing, like you're doing right now. I just did it. And there was no offer. I didn't have an agent. I had no idea how it would get there. Nothing. I just couldn't stop doing it because I knew I had to.
okay, but in the end, you did have an agent because this agent sent you this thing that fitted your bill and desire. So
Yeah, but that was 5 years after I traveled and did all that. So Aaron, this happened so much longer after I did all that stuff. And I was still struggling when I had that agent. He'd never done anything for me, and he was a joke of an agent.
yeah,
So
but
at that moment, it was like, oh my God, I'm going to pull out all these VHS tapes of my travels years ago, not years, but like 2 or 3 years. You don't know what you're doing right now. You have no idea how, because I stuck to what I loved and followed that, but still paid the rent, it ultimately led to a pretty successful career in doing what I love because I didn't deny it. And I only brought that up because you said, well, I don't trust it, blah, blah, blah. If you don't trust the universe, that is your issue. That is what will not make it happen.
yeah, but let's just go back to
it.
let's go back to the facts, because the facts are that you did have an agent at this time. The agent,
I didn't when I did all that stuff.
hang on. Let's just take it from when you did have the agent, because
Right.
you never got the job offer before you had the agent. So therefore,
No.
it's reasonable to assume that this agent was a catalyst in you getting this job. So therefore, before you had the agent, you had a desire to be able to work in a certain realm, and you fill in a form for the agent and you say, I want to do this and I want to do that and I want to do this and I can do this and I can do that. Then when there's a position that is offered to the company, your agent, they look on the computer, what criteria fit this? Oh, okay, Rachel likes animals. Rach, yeah, we've got this position. So therefore, then it was the intention, and it was paving the way that did it. It wasn't just like thinking about it. Then somebody, you get a letter come through your letterbox one day, randomly.
There was me writing in my journal every single day. This is how I see my life. This is where I want to be. I wrote it out every day. And I could take advice from the younger person that I was in writing, because writing is a very powerful thing, because our brains work differently when you write something than when you type something. Writing something out, making a statement is so powerful. When you say something, that's also powerful. But writing it out gets in touch with a different part of your brain, the left side, when you write with the right hand. And it does have an effect on your subconscious, and the subconscious directs what we experience.
Of course. And so but you see, if you don't know, if there's nothing specific, it's like, oh, I'm going to write down every single day, I want to have this job whereby I get flown into all these different districts via helicopter, and I jump out of the helicopter and I go studying these wild animals, and it's all exciting.
I don't think
it's specific, but if I don't have anything
Aaron,
specific,
your specific thing, if I were to say what you would want in life, and I don't think I'd be too far off, Aaron would love to consistently make a ton of money making videos and sharing his philosophical ideas with the world.
That would be great.
Right. So that's it. Write that down. You don't understand how the universe works. When you write that down, I had no idea. I didn't even put animals in it. I loved animals. I didn't even put that in I just said I wanted to be paid to travel the world. That's it. I wanted to be paid to travel the world.
Right.
Very simple. But then all of a sudden I started doing the videos with me and animals, and just because I loved it. And look what we're doing. We're doing this and we're not getting paid. But guess what? We don't know down the road. Someone says, Aaron, we need, do you have any kind of, you're talking to someone, you're talk about philosophical ideas, blah, blah. Oh yeah, I do. In fact, I have a whole channel that was took down by YouTube, but I have a website that actually has this whole thing. It's all about that. Like, you just don't know how the universe works and the miracles that happen. And it's not about just being in this business. It's so where the world is going. No one watches TV anymore. I've been on ABC for 5 years. No one recognizes me. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're going to digital media. We're waking up. We're entering a whole new world, and we are on the cusp of the people who are waking up. And that's why it feels so desolate, and we're alone, and we're confused, and we're so frustrated because people aren't getting it. Because, Aaron, we're the pioneers. That's what pioneers felt like.
Yeah, that's it.
Get it?
So here's how I've operated in the past. It's when I was in a rut in my home country, and it wasn't satiating my soul, I thought, fuck it, I'm leaving. And I didn't know where I was leaving to. It was dictated by the amount of money I had. And so I go into the travel agents and I say, where can I go for X amount of pounds? And then they give me a serving suggestion to say like 5 places. And what happens is something within my mind is attracted to a certain something, i.e. because unconsciously I did have a vision about sunshine, about blue sea and white beaches and all this sort of thing. So if I see a certain suggestion of that, I go, okay, that one there, when's the ticket? And they go, okay, so it's next Wednesday. So I do that. And then I get to this destination. Now, I've got no idea what I'm going to be doing there, but I pictured the sun, the sand, and this, that, and the other. And so it's a case of, okay, well, I'm here now. What tools do I have? Well, I have this, I have that, and I have something else. So then you start to look at the options that society offers you, which fit your criteria. And so then I made certain, inquiries into such and such. And then all of a sudden, I find myself working for a millionaire who owns a yacht charter company in Vancouver. And so it's a great job. I'm in the sun, I'm right on the ocean, and I'm thinking, well, yeah, this is what I've done. And so I think that if you go towards what your intuition is telling you, then it's telling me nature, it's telling me away from all the herds. And so I go there, and what's going to be there when I'm there? Other like-minded people. They've gone there for the same reasons as me. So therefore, you think they're going to be in a similar vibration. Now, if they're there and I start talking to them and they say, oh, I've got this website, or I work for so-and-so, I do freelance. All I do is that I take photos of landscapes and everything, and I put them up on this website, and then I get paid for it. That's the job I met somebody who was doing. And so things like this is how my life has always fallen into play. But you see, you have to be in the ballpark if you're going to be in the game. And so I have an allegiance with that, what you're saying. And so this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be going to the bus stop, so to speak, which is going to take me on to my next destination. I don't know what the next destination is going to be, but I know it's going to involve me getting on a bus from this bus stop. And so,
Aaron, if you started a new YouTube channel, just that, do you want to know how many people would be dying to know what happens to you every day because you don't know? So many people want to live through I don't really want to do that, but I'm so dying tomorrow to see what happens to Aaron because he's living it for me.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I thought I would do. I would start this blog because I know now that the addiction of a series is vast. I know that people want spoon feeding every day.
Yeah,
I know that they want to live vicariously through somebody else. I know that they want to listen to some words of wisdoms. I know that they want to see different shit because they're going to the office every day. And so that would work. And so that's a consideration of mine. Just get up each day and just speak. What's going on? I've got no idea what today's going to be.
That's it. And that's it. You want to know how many people are doing that? Maybe 5, whatever. Not many people. And that's so fascinating. People are going to be like, wow, I want to see what this person is doing because they've got this whatever, not boring life, but life they committed to for whatever reason they're in it. And they are so going to vicariously live through you. It's going to make you feel like you have purpose because you're sharing it. And somehow, magic of the universe. And I have no idea how, because it's always worked out.
But this is what
I'm still wondering.
This is what my YouTube channel was about. It was about me going through my journey in many different countries over these past 5 years. And so therefore you get people tuning in on a regular basis, but it was still quite slow. And I think what slowed it down is that my dichotomous nature, whereby I would bring people up and I'll put them down, and I would make accusations towards them, telling you, the viewer, to look at your shit. People don't want to know.
I don't know, because you know as well as I do. Look at Richie from Boston. I mean, honest God, I still watch him. And we connected for a minute, and I was going to go on his site. And you want to know what happened? Fucking Dan from Mendel Mondays said something about him on YouTube, and apparently it's a whole, YouTube is a whole school that I'm just not into gossip. I never was at my school. And so he said something about Richie, and now Richie, because I'm associated with him, Richie's like, nothing to do with me now because Dan said something about Richie. It's like I'm in high school again.
Yeah.
YouTube is like fucking high school. And I even made a video about it. I'm like, I don't know what happened. I'm just being me. And yes, I speak on this channel, but if this person says something about this person, it doesn't mean it's me. But, Richie's got the sensitive ego. What I'm saying is, Richie from Boston had a channel for 10 years now, and now he has a shitload of viewers, and he sits in his fucking truck, and you know what he does. And every now and then he shows people, whatever. It's always about the fear and the conspiracy. But the point is, if he can do that, and he just did it through consistency, and he wasn't afraid to say what you did. So it's nothing you're doing. Don't try to change who you are. When you're confrontational, people like that. I like that about you, that you were like calling people out. I enjoy that. I enjoy people that actually speak the truth. You can't try to change who you are, because it's don't do who you are. And I really do think a lot of your videos came down to what you labeled them as. Like, I'm not trying to find the right perfect label of my video, but you'd be like talking to blah, 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 blah. But if, just saying what I realized about 9/11, or, those little things that maybe people go, oh, that's something that, because the truth is, since you've been gone, and I've only started my YouTube channel a month and a half ago, but I've had at least 10 people ask me where you are and what do we do? And I've sent them all to your channel, but people are too lazy to do that.
Yeah. And so there's changes afoot.
But 1,200 people watching our video, and all of them loved it.
Yeah, that's
2% of trolls, maybe 2%, Aaron. That's it. If you just go back to it and look at it now and see all the comments. Just look at it now and see them. That's you. That's you and what you still have. And the fact is, I got those viewers from Mandela Monday, a Mandela channel, not because of my TV show, trust me, and not because of my Facebook. They're all sheeple. None of my Facebook followers, not one of them, follow me on YouTube. Not one, not even my friends on Facebook.
Wow.
They are fucking asleep. And I keep saying that. I'm, pissed off on Facebook. I'm like, not one of you follow me on YouTube? Really? Really?
So why do you still engage with that?
Because unfortunately, I do have 5,000 followers, and there are Mandela groups on Facebook that I can connect with like-minded people. Mm. And just tonight, I connected with 2 people through Facebook that are awake because of those groups. I'd go to those groups and I connect with people, and I'm going to, Irit, for example, connected with Mark, somebody that she wants me to talk to through Facebook. And so it's hard to look, I post way less I post once a week because I have to on Facebook. But Aaron, if I want to fill up my trip and take people to Costa Rica in November, if Facebook is a place I've got to be on to fill it up.
Yeah, and so that's your target region, and you see it's targeted at the sheeple to get the money in, because the money doesn't come from anywhere else. You can take money off the sheeple because they're programmed into releasing it all the time. And
yeah, and also some of the sheeple actually help the animals I need. Like when I do, I'm trying to find a couple of cats a home, I want to connect to Facebook. So I use that as a place I can actually help animals with. You know what I mean? It's to me, I see all of it now. I hate Instagram. I'm not engaged in Instagram or Twitter. I'm literally just Facebook if I can do something productive. That's it. I don't need to show you guys that I went out Saturday night with my gorgeous gay friend who's like, oh my God, look at our picture. We're so gorgeous. Post that. And I'm like, why? I don't need people to know that we're out having a great time. It makes no sense to tell people that. Why?
Yeah, what purpose? What can they learn from it? But they'll click on it and
that I like gay men? That I'm okay with gay people? I don't know.
Yeah, they'll waste a little portion of their life engaging with it. Yeah, and so I think then to continue being an outdoors guy like I was before, you see, because what's happened here is I've become too stagnant, and I've spent too much time in here, whereby
your beard is down to here. You're still outdoors. Ish.
Say again.
I said you have a beard down to here.
Yeah,
I think you're still
and look,
considered a nature guy.
I'm going to be growing dreadlocks. On the beard,
stop it!
By the way,
stop it! Stop!
No.
Just take the razor and be like, I'm done.
No.
It was a good. You know what I mean?
It
was a good run.
This is me now. This is another. There's a soul in this beard, and
oh Jesus, there's like a community in that beard that maybe could pay your rent.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a whole, a news social media platform in your beard on level 3.
And so, so transitional periods. But what it's done for me also, it's enabled me to experience what it feels like to be flat. When,
the earth.
Yeah, just like the earth. Did you ever get to see that video, by the way?
Of course I watched the whole thing. I told you that. And then I sent you a link and saying they took it off YouTube.
Took it down.
Other people posted like secret links that led back to that exact same video. So I've seen it like 8 times and it's amazing. And I love it. And it makes me more angry because now people think I'm even more crazy because
and so on the basis of that, how can anybody deny the logic and the science?
I know.
We believe in science. Well, okay.
Conspiracy. They use the word conspiracy. That's it. All they need is conspiracy. Do you know that there's a YouTube channel right now, Aaron, that runs 24/7? Literally 24/7. And it's Flat Earth channel 24/7 live. Right. It says live. So somebody has taken the time to literally post things 24/7. I watched a few hours. I just let it run while I was cleaning my apartment today, but it's 24/7 and they're all really great videos. But the fact is, how are they? See, that's what confuses me, Aaron. How are they that are in control of our news, which we all know, how are they allowing that? Because that would either scare them or make them say, well, God, shut that down. They're not shutting that channel down. It all confuses me because if they're that much in control, why are they allowing, unless they just want us to divide between flat and global, and it's another distraction?
It's another distraction, and it keeps us engaged in something that we could never prove individually or collectively. there's a few people on the planet that reckon they've been up to the Earth, moon, and they've seen the round Earth. But what we need to happen is we need the likes of Brian Cox, the British theoretical physicist. We need Neil deGrasse Tyson, who's a fucking shill. The man's got to be a fucking idiot at the end of the day to not even have got his head around it a little bit. The people have been doing these tests for a long time. So what we need all of these astronomers or cosmological fucking scientists. We need them all in the room, and we need them to sit and say, well, here you go then, watch this fucking video. What can you say about that? I don't believe it. I think it's fabricated. Okay, just like some of the other people in the film, come with us then. Come with us. We'll pay for you, and we'll stick you alongside this fucking technical advances, and then see what you say. You see, this is what has to happen. And then when that happens, and all of a sudden it's kind of like, what the fuck? Can you imagine Neil deGrasse Tyson? What's he going to say about that?
Well, that's the thing, is that he's Neil deGrasse Tyson, so he's got that, behind him. People believe whatever he says because he is that, just like, what's his name with Tesla? Because whatever ever happened to the car in space? Is it still there? Is it still running around? Is it still, like, I'm just wondering, is that still, CERN, I'm going to do a video about this tomorrow. CERN has Collider Awards. Right. There's an award ceremony for Collider Awards, and it's given to an artist that produces some kind of art that they appreciate enough for them to have a 3-month kind of like internship with CERN. And you should see her work. I'll show you her work. It's very, very, very interesting. It's completely Illuminati shit. It's completely stuff that, she's been doing for quite some time. But the fact that they would have her at CERN and there's a Collider Award dedicated to artists that do this.
Send me the link. Does sound interesting.
Oh, I will. But anyway, the point is, I think we have to end this with, because it's 5 a.m. here. Mm-hmm. The fact is, we're dealing with a lot of frustration and coming to an awareness where we are awake now, not completely, but enough to say, what should I do?
Yeah.
Like the Chinese guy that came up to my door. What should I do now? What should I do now? What should I do now? And the thing is it's so great. It's like literally, like I looked at him like,
you've coined a phrase now, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway,
what should I do now? Oh, but you should have heard it like on that broadcast. It was just like everyone kept saying, "What should I do now? What should I do now?" It was like it was like a creepy movie I was a part of, and I was just I loved it. I went along with it though. I went, go to the ocean. It's right behind us. It's beautiful. That's my advice to him.
You see, there's a great deal more meaning than you attribute to that, because what you actually said was you sent him into nature. And I don't think that's a bad place to go or a bad piece of advice. And so what should I do now? Well, I'm going into nature. What should other people do now who are on this site? They're going into nature. Lots of them have said, I'm done with this YouTube business. I've got to go out there and fucking live it. I've got to do it. I've got to feel it. I've got to be it instead of talking about it, and listening to all the contrivances and convolutions of us trying to work all this out. Go and see it. Go and feel it. And then that's when you know what it's about. Because when I was walking with this guy from Norway who was fucked up from his ayahuasca, I was trying to enlighten him about certain things. I said, look, this is where I am. This is where we differ, you see, because I can see something that mirrors me absolutely, and it brings me great joy and connection. If you don't have that, I'm sorry for you. If you live in a mind which is traumatized, and if you live in a body which is traumatized, then you evidently don't want to be here.
But that's what I would have asked you, is that in my 2 psilocybin journeys, and I'm okay with that, done. Because what they made me realize is that that man coming into your life, if I was on psilocybin, I would be like, Aaron, that's you. That's you. And that's a part of you reflecting someone that's done it so many times, and look where he's at, and he is a mirror reflection giving you the lesson of what you're saying now, which is, I don't want to be that. I like life. I'm not that fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, it's same with me and my boyfriend. Why do I attract this guy who's, you know, I consider so unenlightened, miserable, and victim? Well, I kind of own it. And I have to say, why am I so frustrated by this man that I'm able to tell the best story about how horrible he is and this and that? But the truth is, I would not attract that unless there's a part of me that has not healed, that is him. It is him. Otherwise, I would attract a different level of human being. So I need to work on myself more. That's what it tells me, is that I need to heal more. So I'm attracting a different level, because water meets its level.
Yeah, and so with this so-called chance meeting of this guy, and I don't think it's chance. And you know, Chris, one of the members, he said he doesn't believe in coincidence. And you know, as soon as I saw him and engaged with him, I knew that wasn't a chance meeting. And you see, what it's done for me now is it's shown me myself potentially a few years down the road with a load of fucked up psychedelic experiences.
There you go.
A bridge too far, just gone too far. And I said to him there and then, and I said to my viewers, I said, we have to think twice, because do you really want to go there? I don't want to go there. The moment I start to lose the splendor of this life, then that's my room 101. And so
when I started saying that, I said to myself, this man is a reflection of Aaron, and he's a gift from the universe. And the universe is like, Aaron, I'm bringing you this person all the way to where you live to give you this.
Right outside my door, standing on the corner in anticipation
how much
of waiting for me.
God or the universe loves you, is they're willing to just put this, like, literally, because you might not have heard it from anyone on YouTube, but somebody coming up to your door going, I'm the version of you, just like my boyfriend was my version of me to the extreme. I'm looking at him going, oh, hell no, I'm not going to become that. Not going to become that. And I'm not going to try to fix you to make me feel better.
And so what you do is you drive yourself maybe harder because you know that doing gets things done in you know, the matrix, but also you're aware now that just thinking about something gets it done also. So we have the facility of both worlds, which is it's a paradox, but we live in a paradox, but this is how it is. And so we can either think things into manifestation, or we can do things into manifestation. And so now we have the choice.
That's it. And just end with this, I down my YouTube rabbit hole, which happens every day because I do it every day. I found Book of Thomas, which
Doubting Thomas.
I didn't explore the Book of Thomas because apparently that's not in the Bible, and so I just clicked on. And I was really tired, taking care of my dog. I'm laying here and I listened to the Book of Thomas, and it was a certain YouTube video that just played someone that spoke the Book of Thomas sounding kind of like Jesus, and then there was someone asking questions and just did the whole entire Book of Thomas while I was falling asleep. And I had the most amazing dream, and I was like, wow, I've got to explore the things that were kept from us in the truths of exactly what you and I were just talking about. Speaking things into fruition, thinking them into fruition. They don't want us to know that we have that power. Therefore, They put everything else in our mind to confuse us and distract us, when the truth is that's exactly things that, if Jesus existed and was here talking about this, these are the truths that resonate with me and that I'm finding even accidentally on YouTube, which tell me there's a little chunk that we're not told, that you and I and other people who are becoming awake and aware are realizing that when we think it and feel it, the thought and the emotion and the imagination is what brings it to be. And that's the part they left out. That's the part they left out. They want you to believe it's the power's in someone else.
Yeah.
It's in us. It's in us.
That's exactly.
I'll send you that link too, because I fell asleep to it and it was amazing.
Yeah,
and by the way, you and your entities and your dreams, before you go to sleep at night, you literally say this. Just say it out loud. You have no power over me. I'm surrounded by light. And by the way, the shit that you tried to convince me was scary doesn't work. And I'm over it. So I'm surrounded by light and you have no power over me. And since I've done that,
already did it.
I have no more dreams of my dog dying, because that's happened every night. And since I addressed it and spoke out loud to whoever or whatever, I said, you know what? I know my dog's dying. You don't have to have those dreams. I don't have to have those dreams anymore. I'm done. And I've never had it again.
Yeah, brilliant.
Tell
and
them,
so, yes, there is something there which you can engage with, or whether you're not. And I filled myself with light, and I blasted the darkness. And
good. And say it out loud, Aaron. Say it out loud before you go to sleep. Say, I'm covered in white light, and you can't touch me. You can't touch me. And that's it. And then go to sleep. And I promise you, it'll take their power away. It's crazy. I tried it, and it's like I have not been affected since I did that.
Yeah.
Fuck them. And you gotta let them know you're surrounded by light.
Absolutely. And then
you don't have power.
Just really be aware of the signs that we're given in this universe, like this meeting with this guy, like me talking to your mate Tom, like Iris sending this email, like me having this shivery spiky shit the other night, like me prior to all of this was doubting the direction that I'm going on. And so now the signs have come, and there needs to be a change of direction. And this is what I'm going to be.
And once again, you're just on a rock, crossing the river, going, oh, this is a little slippery. I'm going to try this rock now. No judgment on that rock. You're just going to a different rock because that's slippery. That's it. That's all it has to be. It doesn't have to be a whole judgment about this and that, whatever. We're smart enough and evolved enough to say that rock didn't work. We're just going to go over here. That's it.
That's
you're
right.
You're still crossing the river.
Yeah.
Still working out. And it's 5:18.
Yeah, and so on that note, then
write a book.
Yeah, great to talk again. And so be in touch, and I'll get up to date over this next day or two on the recent videos. I got up to date. I haven't looked in about 4 days.
They're getting better. They're getting better. They're getting better, and you were the inspiration for all of them.
Brilliant.
So just so you know that.
Yeah, well, that's
that right there should give you enough purpose for the rest of your life.
Now I've got purpose. I found out what my purpose is.
And I didn't hear you sing from my microphone, by the way. You said you did video.
I've been trying to. I did Amazing Grace, and I've done another one called.
Do something. Record it. It's not like many people are watching.
No, I've recorded them, but I just can't upload them yet.
Can't air them.
Yeah,
just press record. Ain't that hard? Ain't rocket.
I'm going to get something when this level of freaking perfection. See, what I do is I send them to my daughter for her vetting before I bang them up, and so there's.
Well, you know what? When I had that airplane experience with Robert Davi, he said the tonation is what makes you transform. Like you singing literally changes your DNA. So keep singing. No matter what, whether you record it or not.
Yeah, exactly. So whether it sounds any good or not, something must be happening on the positive side.
Well, you've been singing for 16 years on YouTube, and then you've got a microphone, and you're like, oh, I can't do it into this. See? That's it.
Hello?
Hello.
See, you're afraid to just like you. Oh,
Hello. Yes, I've been doing it, and what I do is I've taped it to my lamp stand, so it looks like a proper microphone thing now.
I saw that behind you the other day, but just go, Amazing Grace. Just one.
Amazing grace,
How sweet the sound. That's it. That's it. That's all you got to do. Keep singing into that thing. That's your savior.
Goodbye. Yeah, okay. So, over and out. Going to get something to eat. Going to go out for a walk. It's a little bit cloudy. It was quite a lot cloudy today. But
I might go to sleep. It's 5:20 in the morning.
Yeah, I think you deserve it. Go on then. Hasta la vista.